Hello guys and welcome back. So today we're going to talk about self-limiting beliefs. How could I not if my channel is called The Hidden Narrative? So we give so much importance to what's visible, right? When you break a leg, when you are sick, you go to the doctor. But what about what happens in your mind in the background? What about, all those issues that you cannot go to a doctor to because they are invisible, and thus we don't give too much attention to it. Society doesn't really care about those. And so I thought that, since it's something that it's common for everyone and there's no really a doctor you can go to, and my channel is called The Hidden Narrative, then why not talk about it, since it's such a fundamental part of life and such a fundamental part of starting your healing journey. So, what is a self-limiting belief, first of all? A self-limiting belief is a conviction about yourself, such as I am not enough, I am ugly, I am fat. About others, it could be people are mean, or everybody's out there to get me. Or about the world, money is evil, life is hard. And these beliefs limit you, restrict you. You feel as if they are true because they are in your mind. So you believe that whatever you think must be true. But they are not. They are like a bug, like a virus that is limiting, restricting your potential. So they are, in the end, just thoughts. And the same way they came in, they can actually go out and be replaced with something better. Now, what is important to understand is how these beliefs are formed. I believe that they come mostly from predefined notions. What does that mean? It means that when you are born, you are pure in a way that you don't have these beliefs inside of you, but they start attaching to yourself and you start developing them just by growing up and living. And this could be because you are exposed to them or because you are taught them. So they could be from your parents, from authority figures, for example, your parents, yes, or your teachers, and also your friends. They could also be from society, your culture, or environment. So you are born without them, and then, you grow up and you slowly take this belief from this person or that belief from that environment or that culture. But also they can be learned behaviors. So it can happen that some time ago or in the past, something happened to you, like a trauma or something not pleasant. And so you started associating that event with a belief. For example, someone could have told you, I am not, you are not good at math because you failed one test, and you started thinking about it. You started believing it. Or, you could have failed another test and then you were like, I am not good at studies. And that's how they slowly get ingrained in your mind. But they could also be because of comfort zone. So you don't want to, your brain doesn't want to expand over them because you have always thought them and you are not ready to move out of this comfort zone, because it would mean that you have to expand your horizons, and that is scary sometimes because you have to let go of something that has been with you your whole life. It's not easy. So this is what I believe is most common, but I also believe that there is another category, and this category is about past inherited beliefs. This could be that you are born, but you are also born with some of these inherited beliefs. So you are not actually born pure in a sense, but you already have these as part of a journey that you have to learn. So what I mean by this is that they could be generational. So, and you can check out my previous video because I talked about generational trauma. So, and also past life. But they both come from the fact that they are a lesson that you have to learn in this life. So you bring them with you, and I still believe that when you are born you don't have them, but you develop them, but they are meant to be developed. So they are actually in your soul contract. So that means you decided that in this life you are going to have these beliefs in order to get over them. I hope I was clear enough. So, but no matter how you got them, it doesn't matter. They are influencing you daily. Every single day, every single choice you make, they are behind it, even if you don't realize it. And if I have to make a list of the most common ones, they are about I am something or I am not something. I am fat, I am ugly, I am old, or I am not good enough, I am not enough, I am not smart enough, anything that has to do with your sense of self. Then there is about action. So I cannot do this. I am not able to do this. And it doesn't mean about physical restrictions, it's just in your mind. Then there is also if I don't or if I do this, then this or that will happen. So it's more like a fear, it's more like a prophecy that you have to respect certain actions, or you don't have to do certain things, otherwise something will or will not happen. And they are all running in the background of your mind. So it's like a computer, you are the hardware, and there is the software inside your head that is running all the time. Even when you're sleeping, there is the mind is running. And the problem with having these is that you do not realize unless you pay attention. So you run the risk of running your whole life without realizing what is actually happening inside your mind. So it's like a puppeteer, and these beliefs are the puppeteer. They have the string to your life, and you are letting them run your life because you don't know that you're having them. So I really, really, really believe it is super important to recognize them. I really believe that we need to be more conscious of them and we need to work on them. So I have been studying limiting beliefs for a long time. Actually, there is also a fun concept that I stumbled upon, and Vishen Lakiani from Mind Valley, he's like a mental health and personal growth coach. You can look him up. He came up with the concept of rules. So it's actually bullshit rules, and it is to define these self-limiting beliefs. And I feel that that is such a good definition of it because they are bullshit rules. They are literally stopping you from achieving your potential, from fully being yourself, and they are just creating fear in your life. And lots of I can feel it intuitively that when you have a limiting belief, it's like a constriction inside of you. It's not acting from expansion, but it's acting from a place of constriction and a place of fear. So what do you have to do then? In my opinion, I think we should all identify them. And I know that's not that easy because for me, maybe it was a bit easier when I tried because I have been studying them for so long. But when I asked my boyfriend, he couldn't really do it. So it takes time, it takes practice, it takes most of all patience. But the first thing to do is definitely recognize them. Write them down because writing them down really helps. Everybody says this, but it is true because you can visually see them and you can go back to them anytime you want. So start by listing them. You can, just list them as they come to your mind or by category. For example, in the area of love, in the area of self, like health, in the area of money. You can do it however you feel like, but that's a really important step. And you will realize that once you do that, you will be very shocked that you are holding some of these beliefs. And my advice is to then focus on one at a time, otherwise, our brain gets confused and it feels too overwhelming because it is. So try to pick one and be conscious of it. So the next time you are in that situation, or you you have to tune in a little bit to your mind and pay attention a little to it. So next time you feel like you're thinking it, but if you write it down on paper, it's going to be easier to identify then in your mind. So the next time it happens, you can actually stop yourself and be like, oh wow, wait, I just thought about this. Maybe I should reframe it. So you do the opposite, or you think the opposite and you write down the opposite. I did this years ago. For example, my biggest self-limiting belief was that I am not enough. And also, I am not lovable because I have to be perfect in order to be lovable, or in order to be enough. And if I am not perfect every single moment of my life, then I'm not good enough. And I think this is one that many people have, because we have been conditioned by society to think that what we do and what we achieve and, just our sense of success is actually given by a measure. And it's not just because we are doing our best. We are living. We are all in the same boat. We are facing struggles. And I believe everyone is doing their best in this life, which is not easy. This life is not easy. And when I wrote it down, I've always felt deep within that I am not enough, and I've always felt like it's justified because there are people who achieve more than me, people who are better than me, people who are smarter, leaner. I could go on and on and on to find people that are better than me. But when I wrote it down, I actually realized how stupid it is, because if that's true, then everyone is almost everyone then is not good enough. And I know people who objectively achieved less than me or were definitely not perfect, but I still loved them and I still thought they were more than enough. So why does that concept apply to them and not to me? And you have to think about it, you have to reason with it, and you realize that it's not really true. And you can also go one step further and think about, how did I get this belief? Was it because in my childhood I was told all the time that I am not good enough, that I don't know, I wasn't performing well, even though, guys, I was really a top achiever in my class and in everything, so I was still feeling like I'm not good enough. But it's important to really go deep, and you have to be willing to do this work. You really have to lock in and try to figure it out. And even if you only think about it, even if you only give it a little bit of thought, the next time you will feel this inside, you're going to stop and be like, wait, I am good enough, you know? And then once I realize that, just because I know that I'm doing my best and I am giving my best to life and to everyone, then I felt lighter. It was honestly as if I shed a heavy, heavy, heavy weight. And you know what? Things changed, because then I didn't have this pressure or this weight on my shoulders. I didn't have this concept that I am not enough. And more opportunities started coming in, and even people started loving me more unconditionally. It's like as if I shed a mask that said, hey, here, I am not enough. Treat me as if I'm not enough. With another, with the core truth, with the light that is shining, saying, actually, you know what, I am enough, so you should treat me with respect because I am enough. And I don't need to prove it to you, I don't need to prove it to anyone. I'm still doing my best, I'm still giving my best, but what changed is inside, and it reflected on the outside. So all of this to say that I really strongly believe that this is an important part. Maybe one of the first things to do if you want to have more consciousness and to improve your life. So, yep, that's all I had to say for today. And I really hope I was clear enough. If not, please let me know. And I know I don't say this in my previous videos because Um, it's not really about that for me, but if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. I would love it also to hear your thoughts in the comments. It would really, really mean a lot to me. And yeah, go do the work. See you next time.